We're from Stockholm Supply. Jocelyn asked a question in the email. She saw the Flatmaster in some of our other videos, and this is very common, wants to know how do you get parallel surfaces on the Flatmaster. Now the Flatmaster, it's much like a joiner, where basically you're referencing off one side and you're going to flatten that side. But how do you ensure the opposite side is parallel to that side you just flattened? So I'm going to show you the most common way to do that. There's other ways you can do this by making jigs and whatnot, but the way that I do it, I'll show you right now. So the first thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to flatten this side here, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So we got this guy here nice and flat. That's all sanded with my 60 grit. So now what I'm going to do is show you how to reference it. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the thickest part of this board here. So we got my little thing here. I've already looked, but this corner here is the thickest part. So I'm just going to bring this down. So that so if we look, all my other corners here are a little thinner. So my thickest corner is going to be this guy right here, which I'm right in line with. So now that I got that little measurement, we're going to take a walk back to my table saw. Okay, here at the table saw, so this guy right here is my thick corner. So what I can do to make it simple is just put that up against my fence. And I'm going to adjust this so it's just a little bit wider than my widest corner there. Just a hair, so that's pretty good there. Okay. And I got a piece of MDF here. These are going to be my waste boards. So we're going to cut 2 of these right now. So we're going to put our sanded side down on a flat surface. These are my 2 waste boards, and they're going to go up against the side of my board. And I'm just going to attach it with a little bit of CA glue and some accelerator here. And that guy there is ready to get brought back up to our Flatmaster. Okay, we're back up front. I got this all glued up, so I figured I'd give you guys a close look at what we've done here. So it gives you an idea how non-flat this board is. So if you look right there, I'm essentially flush with the MDF waste board, but then over here, I'm nearly a 1/4 inch out. So this whole board, when I ripped it on my bandsaw, the whole board's got a taper. So normally you wouldn't necessarily spend this much time on a board like this, but if we're talking a cutting board, something end grain, something you can't necessarily put through a planer very easily, this is a good method to do it with. So anyway, yeah, the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to flip this over. So these 2 MDF rails, these waste boards, will then get sanded, and then along with the high spots in my piece. So eventually, that will then be sanded parallel to this side here. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I'll do a couple passes, I'll flip it over, and then we'll finish it up here. So I'll show you, it's going to sand right here first. So you can see I've just started to sand this piece of oak here, and now this MDF is totally flush. So it'll take a number of passes for me to get rid of that 1/4 inch worth of material, but that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so there'll be a little bit more sanding left to get rid of that weathered finish that's on the outside of that board. But now that board there is flat, which, which is really nice. But then it's also parallel, which is pretty cool. So then what I would do is pop these waste boards off, and I would be left with my board. Now, again, this wouldn't be necessarily a board that you would normally spend a lot of time on like I'm doing right now, but it's just an example of how you can achieve a parallel board with a Flatmaster. So yeah, if anybody else has any questions, you can email me at info@stockmansupply.com or just comment on the video. Now, if you want to see future videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell button. Thanks for watching.